Welcome to part 3 of curtain. Can I get a curtain call? And I think I went over my time just a little bit, but it should still go up in that second part. It should still go up, hopefully. Um. Anyways, this is part 3 of Can I Get a Curtain Call? And this is March the 1st, 2025, my man's calendar. I want to back up just a little bit to recap. Check out that hand signal.
Speak very loudly about the war.
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning.
I know.
You're not winning this.
Don't tell the vice president he's speaking too loudly. He can speak however he wants to in the White House. Have you ever seen a foreign leader come into America and talk this way?
Hello? Hello? He's a vice president. Zelensky's actually president of something. Y'all killing me right now. Hold on. I gotta try to save the laughs for later. There's a better part than this. Come on. You didn't expect me not to make fun of this, right? I'm so exhausted.
And everyone knows if Zelensky had come in, signed the deal, showed some gratitude, it would have gone a long way. And it would have reminded the American people that Zelensky is a victim. We could have sympathized with him. And we do. His country's been under attack. But we saved Zelensky's life. We saved his country. And it was an honor to save his country.
New World Order,
and if you want to have an attitude,
order.
because war's hell and you're fighting for your survival, I get that. But do it in private. What do you think was going to happen if you're going to do this in front of the press? You think Trump's going to let it fly? So if you weren't ready to sign the deal, why did you fly here? And if you didn't like the language of the mineral deal, have your team hash it out with us. Push the trip back a week and then fly over. Don't fly here saying you're going to sign on the dotted line and then argue about what's not in the deal on TV.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and not
haven't been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank you.
president, $350 billion.
You
We
voted
gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about West
If
people?
you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
Zelensky was already on thin ice. And now he's going toe-to-toe with Trump like this is some kind of debate. We're not here to debate. You can debate behind the scenes. You can debate at lunch. But if you debate in the open like this, you're going to lose because Ukraine has no leverage. The minerals were their only leverage.
They
and
have no
those,
cards either.
You're not getting a peace
Trump
deal.
told him.
At a certain
But
point,
he didn't want to
it
play
didn't
cards.
even look like Zelensky wanted peace.
You tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go, and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what
That wasn't
this
with me.
It
That was
wasn't
with
with
a guy named Biden, who is not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your,
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful.
Zelensky wants guarantees. I would too. But Russia invaded under Bush, under Obama, under Biden. Putin never invaded under Trump. And Trump's saying, I'm the guarantee. And if we have Americans in Ukraine excavating minerals, that's a double guarantee. And if push comes to shove, something tells me that American weapons are always available. Zelensky's not going to get a better deal than that.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
But what if anything? What if the
I love
bomb
this part.
drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they
Hold on,
broke
I
it?
gotta rewind
I
that.
don't know. They broke it with Biden.
So
Under Biden.
this is my
Putin
favorite
never
part in the
invaded
whole
under
thing.
Trump. And Trump saying, I'm the guarantee.
How he responds
And
to
if we
this
have Americans
reporter.
in Ukraine
It's
excavating minerals,
hilarious.
that's a double guarantee. And if push comes to shove, something tells me that American weapons are always available. Zelensky's not going to get a better deal than that.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do we do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right
What are
now,
you
but
saying?
what
She's
if
asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
But what if anything? What if the bomb drops on your head right now?
But they have
Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know.
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Well, you would all be very uncomfortable if a bomb dropped on her head right now. Because I'm sure that it would catch y'all in the fallout if nothing else.
They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
Zelensky really screwed up. Even the Ukrainian ambassador couldn't watch. Zelensky's jumping up and down and picking fights. What's that going to do? What's gotten into this guy?
The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing.
Trump and Zelensky were supposed to have a joint press conference afterwards. Didn't happen. They were supposed to have lunch together, too. But Trump kicked Zelensky out of the White House.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
It seems as though we are on the verge of World War III. Jesus told us in the last days there would be war between the nations. Are we seeing the stage setting taking place to fulfill this prophecy? If so, then we're close to the time Jesus refers to as the worst time in the history of the world, as we read in Matthew 24:21. For then there will be great tribulation, such as has not been since the beginning of the world until this time, no, nor ever shall be. If we are that close to the tribulation, then the world is about to see war the likes of this planet has never seen before. The book of Revelation tells us when Jesus breaks the first seal, the Antichrist will be unleashed. When Jesus breaks the second seal, war will be unleashed.
It doesn't
Resulting from
say
these wars will be
that the Antichrist will be unleashed. It says the conqueror. That is what the first one is. So many people are trying to spin that like it's the Antichrist. People are lacking spiritual knowledge and wisdom, and they're lacking understanding, and they're not going to Jesus for understanding. They're looking in books that man wrote and trying to understand a spiritual book. That's not going to work.
famine, pestilence, and death as Jesus breaks the third and fourth seals. The Bible tells us 25% of the population of the earth will be killed at this time, as we read in Revelation 6:8. So I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and the name of him who sat on it was Death, and Hades followed with him. And power was given to them over a fourth of the earth, to kill with sword, with hunger, with death, and by the beasts of the earth. The population of the world is roughly 8 billion, meaning 2 billion people will die during this time. The remaining 17 judgments of God include devastating earthquakes, cosmic disturbances, scorching heat, meteors, 100-pound hailstones, volcanic eruptions, loathsome sores on those who take the mark of the beast, the seas, rivers, and springs of water turn to blood, demons torturing mankind, and a 200 million...
Oh, really? Did you hear what he said? Rivers turn to blood? Have we been seeing any of that lately? Have we been seeing any of that lately? I've been posting about this stuff lately. It was all stuff that I tried to tell you all from 2017 till 2020. I had written prophecies for the Lord, and I posted them. I've been posting them. And y'all ignored me and you didn't pay attention. Then you wanted to call me a false prophet. You wanted to call me a Jezebel, and you wanted to call me a witch. The Lord has recorded everything you have done and said, because it was Him who gave me those prophecies. It was Him that you were calling Satan the whole time, saying that I was demonically possessed or that I had a devil. To accuse me of witchcraft is to say that I'm following Satan, because that's where witchcraft comes from. Jesus was who I was following the whole time. I have never taken any glory for myself in anything I have done. I told you all along it was Him who gave me the prophecies, and that He just allowed me to be a part of it, of His plan. I have never usurped His glory for myself, and I never will. You all just didn't want me to be right, because you didn't want this to be the end. It's not about what you want, though, in this. It's about God's timing, not yours.
Strong demonic army who will kill another third of mankind, bringing the total to 4 billion.
Amid a historic reconciliation between the US and Russia, and just hours after monumental confrontation between President Trump and President Zelensky, ally Europe, stunned by the US's drastic shift in foreign policy, is preparing to carve its own path to guarantee security in the region. At the forefront of the agenda is nuclear deterrence. On his state visit to Portugal, President Macron spoke to local media, saying that he was ready to open this discussion.
If our colleagues want to move towards greater autonomy and dissuasion capabilities, then we will have to open this very profoundly strategic discussion.
A message from Paris that is echoed by Berlin. Germany's future Chancellor Friedrich Merz spoke during his Conservative campaign ahead of Sunday's state election, calling on Europe to prepare for the worst-case
I'm going to tell
scenario.
you right now, it's not going to be either one of these foreign men. It's going to be Trump. It's going to be Trump. Y'all are not looking at what's really going on. This is all part of the show, too, by the way. This was on purpose, for their purpose.
That of NATO, without a US security guarantee. France and the United Kingdom are the only two nuclear powers in Europe. Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Italy have some 180 US nuclear weapons on their territory, which require Washington's approval for use. Most European states and NATO members benefit from the American nuclear umbrella, a US security guarantee that is weakening under Donald Trump, prompting European leaders to raise the question of nuclear sharing on the continent to ensure regional security. Other questions arise on the French and British nuclear doctrines, their details and commands, but such strategic information remains inaccessible, a key element of the effectiveness of military deterrence.
Nearly 2,000 years ago, the Apostle John was banished to the island of Patmos as punishment for sharing his faith in Jesus Christ. The Lord gave John a series of visions which described things that would take place in the last days. The visions John saw were recorded and are now known as the book of Revelation. Throughout the scriptures, terrible times are forecast for the end of this present age. The prophet Isaiah describes the earth as empty and wasted. Isaiah 24:1. Behold, the Lord makes the earth empty and makes it waste, distorts its surface and scatters abroad its inhabitants. In the book of Revelation, we read of an hour of trial which shall come upon the whole world to test those who dwell on the
Pay
earth.
attention, ladies.
Revelation 3:10. Because you have kept my command to persevere, I also will keep you from the hour of trial, which shall come upon the whole world, to test those who dwell on the earth. Christ promises to deliver believers from the hour of trial that is going to come upon the whole earth. This could mean two things. Either Christ will protect believers in the midst of the trials, or he will deliver believers out of the trials. It is important to recognize what believers are promised to be kept from. It is not just the trial, but the hour of trial. Christ is promising to keep believers from a specific time period that contains the trials, namely the tribulation. The Lord Jesus warns us of great tribulation, which shall threaten the survival of all life on earth. Matthew 24:21 and 22. For then there will be great tribulation, such as has not been since the beginning of the world until this time, no, nor ever shall be. And unless those days were shortened, no flesh would be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days will be shortened. The Apostle Paul speaks of sudden destruction. Alright, I'm out of time on this video. So I'm going to cut it off here. This has been a curtain call. Can I get a curtain call? And I am going to get back into the book of Genesis as soon as I can. I hope these last two parts will go up because I did go over my time a little bit. But I will see you back in the book of back in the other. We're going back into the other series as soon as possible.